Remember when I'll say start, you will start after 2 seconds. Okay. All right. All right. Sorry, it's taking time, but it is working. Okay, so you can start after 2 seconds, 2 or 3 seconds.
Welcome everyone to D4DI prize giving ceremony. We are very excited to welcome everyone. My name is Geneva. I'm a member of CDI at UIC, and I'll be starting this great event today. So we are very excited to welcome everyone. D4DI was a unique idea generated by our founder, Mizan Rahman, which was basically a campus-wide contest to find the best disabled-friendly club among UIC student organizations. And through this contest, the participating organization learn how to fully practice disability culture and policies, and also to become a disabled-friendly platform to accomplish the ultimate diversity goal of UIC. So before I go into that, I'd like to announce accessibility for today's ceremony. So this event will be like a webinar on Zoom, so where we'll be streaming live on Facebook. So we have an ASL interpreter and a real-time caption available. So you can put in a pin to ASL interpreter so that you can see the ASL in real time. Additionally, there is a communication access real-time translation service in place on Zoom. So you simply need to click down below the Zoom so you can find the written CC button to see the communication access real-time translation. So next, I just want to quickly mention that we are live on Facebook. So please don't forget to hashtag CDI, D4DI, and UIC, and also to write down your comments or your questions if you do have any below the video. So before I move next, I would like to invite Noah Ohashi, who is the president of CDI UIC. Welcome, Noah.
Hello, everyone. This is President of CDI, Noah Ohashi, he, him. I'm wearing blue glass and short hair and wearing black sweater. And I first wanted to mention that as an accessibility needs, Deniva mentioned about the caption that if you click CC, but it's actually in the chat, they have a link. And if you click there, you can jump to the caption part. So I just wanted to quick mention about accessibility needs because I know a lot of people rely on caption. So welcome to the our ceremony. Before that, I wanted to first quick mention that why we started CDI as student organization. The reason me and Mizan started the CDI is because we saw the needs for students who are international student or immigrants or undocumented student, because many of the culture aspect, we don't have a same perspective as other US citizen people with disability, because we don't know about a lot of laws and policy, and also we didn't have a experiencing, not demanding, but asking for accommodation and stand up for our rights. So many of the time we had similar experience that we faced as struggle navigating academic life. And at the same time, we also had a similar thing, that, for example, which grocery store do you use, like as like international student, and if you have a disability, how to navigate to go to grocery shopping, or those kind of like simple things can be struggle. And also add to that, I'm from Japan, and many of people have struggled with the language barrier too. So that's the reason we started as CDI, as an international student, focusing international student, immigrants, and undocumented student with disability, to have our voice, and at the same time to change a UIC community to be better, because UIC is really famous with the international student. We have so many students from different diverse background. So today I'm really excited as a president, because not only that we saw many of the participants who are from different culture, different policy, and I'm so excited to announce which group came first, second, third. So that's from my speech, and thank you so much. And
Geneva.
So much, Noah, for this short introduction about CDI. Next, I'll give the mic to our president, Mizanur Rahman, who will be sharing some information about the impact D4DI contests have had on the different student organization. Welcome, Mizan.
Thank you, Zeneva, for the time. So we are really excited today because of the winners, and also we have our special guest and chief guest. I'm just taking a few minutes to quickly share how the contest went. So if I see the impact a little bit. So during the registration, we asked some question to the organization leader. So our first question was, do you have any members with disabilities in your organizations? So, and we found only 14.29% of them say yes. Then we asked them, does your organization follow the American with Disabilities or ADA? And also here we found only 23.08% of them say yes. And then we ask them, how much knowledge do you or your organization have about accommodating students with disabilities? And only 7.14% of them said they have fully knowledge, and 21% of them said enough. And then we ask another question, do your organization have any disability policies to ensure accessibility and equal participation for the disabled members or participants? And you can see only 29% of them said yes, and almost 64% of they said no. And then post-event, we asked them the same questions. And we again asked them, do your organization have disability policy now? And we found 57% of them said yes, and 43% is like partially, they say positively. I mean, maybe they are working on it or they have drafted something. And we asked one more question to them, like, does this event help you to understand disability concept, policies, and accessibility? And we found 86% said fully, and rest of them said enough. So it looked like to me, this event really helped our student organizations and their leader to understand better disability policies, and especially the how UIC has disability inclusion policies, how DRC, Disability Culture Center, and Disability Resource Centers working to include disability in everywhere. Thank you for listening me, and it's a great pleasure for me that I got an opportunity to study in this university. My supervisor and the head of the Department of Disability Human Development, Tamar Hiller, gave us an opportunity. That how we are able to create this kind of event. So thanks for her. And also I want to quickly share thanks to my wonderful team who worked behind the scene, and definitely to our Connecting Dot International and our advisors, Sophia, Margaret, and Karen, because from the beginning to till now, they are guiding us, and we are enjoying working with them and learning from them. Thank you very much. So now the time for announcing our chief guest, who will welcome everyone to this event. And we are excited to hear from him. So I'm welcoming our chief guest, Dr. Michel Emeritus, the Chancellor of UIC.
Good afternoon, Mizan, and good afternoon, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be with you. I'm going to follow Noah's example and describe myself, knowing that some people have no idea what this voice looks like. A few years ago, I would tell you that I'm blonde. I'm not anymore. I have white hair and I wear glasses by now. And I'm joining you with a light blue shirt from my home office, which is unspectacular. It looks like an empty wall behind me, pretty much, and a few books hanging out there. But it's a great pleasure to be with you. And listening to Noah, I have to tell you also that I understand the cultural differences that exist, because 35 years ago, I was also an international graduate student. And of course, I didn't have to deal with some of the biases and the problems that you are facing, but I do have a cultural gap that I had to bridge until I managed to navigate the university at that time and the society at large. I speak about UIC a lot. This is my job. A lot of people ask me about it, and when folks ask me, what is so unique about this university, I tell them that UIC is a unique institution in the country for two reasons. Because it combines a deeply rooted belief in support of diversity and inclusion, which at the same time is paired with a strong commitment to excellence and innovation. There are other universities across the country that they are very diverse and very inclusive, but they are not near the level of academic excellence that we are achieving at UAC and the innovation that we are showing, and the other way around. There are a lot of universities that they are top tier, research, excellent universities, but they don't have the level of diversity and inclusion that we have. And when you try to combine these two elements together, there are very few in the country, and UAC is unique. Of course, in my position, you're saying these things. People say, how do you prove it? Right? And what are you talking about? So when we're talking about diversity and inclusion, I think what speaks for the institution, what speaks for the university is the track record that we have and the desire to continuously improve. And of course, how does this translate into diversity and inclusion for persons with disabilities? If you look at our track record, we have a very long academic history. And Mizan, you mentioned the department and the Institute on Disability and Human Development, and I'm really glad to see that Professor Heller is also here. today. That shows the academic commitment that we have in support of persons with disability. And then recently, as you know, we created the UIC Disability Cultural Center, one of the very few such centers that exist in the country, recognizing that the issue of disability goes way beyond the necessary compliance, which of course we continue to provide through access and equity, but it goes into the culture, and we need to support this as well. At the same time, when people ask about excellence and innovation, they ask me, how do you come up with innovative ideas? And the honest answer is that I don't. I rely on the faculty and I rely on students for innovative ideas, and we just implement them. And that's why I think that it's important, this ceremony today and this wonderful initiative, the Drive for Disability and Inclusion. And of course, as you know, at UIC, we love acronyms. So the Drive for Disability and Inclusion, we made it D4DI, right? The D4DI awards combine both. They show student organizations that they're now learning and committed to be more inclusive, more open, and more friendly, and at the same time forces these organizations to become innovative as they're trying to accommodate their core students with disabilities, create the appropriate platforms, and in order to do so, they become innovative in the way of how they develop and apply these platforms. I want to say congratulations and thank you to those of you who are getting the awards today and the winners. And believe me, I know Mizan wants to talk about the winners. I don't know who the winners are, so I will be excited and I will be watching. And at the same time, I want to say thank you to the people that they are here today. And I saw several very familiar names that lead our efforts to contribute to the support of persons with disability and to advocate for our faculty, staff, and primarily students with disabilities. To those of you, I say thank you for everything that you do on behalf of these members of our community, and keep pushing us in order to become better and better. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Michel Emirates. We are so excited and honored to have you today. And it's not about the excitement of the disability community, it's the whole university, because we are proud of you that our university is, for the last 5 terms, it's continuously in the top of the diversity ranking in the national. So your leadership is tremendous there. And we are just working to accomplish the UIC's goal as well. So it's a great pleasure to have you with us. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for all that you do, Mizan, and the leadership group, Noah, as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, I want to request the D4DI share their remarks with Sophia Hamilton, Director of Disability Resource Center at UIC, and Margaret Fink, Director of UIC Disability Cultural Center, Justin O'Sullivan, ADA Coordinator, OAE EUIC, Joy Bergera, Director of Center for Student Involvement, UIC.
Okay, thank you, Noah. I would say request Sophia go first, share your remarks and your experience while you are judging as you judge of the D4DI contest.
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Sophia Hamilton. My pronouns are she, her, hers. Probably no one can tell, but I dressed up for the occasion today. I'm wearing a blue dress and a blue cardigan. I am the co-advisor of the Connecting Dots International Student Club, and I am also the director of the Disability Resource Center, the DRC at UIC. So among other things, the DRC provides accommodations and supports equal educational access for almost 1,700 students and counting with disabilities here at UIC who are registered with our office. want to thank all of our distinguished guests for joining us today. And I want to congratulate CDI for really thinking big and organizing this ambitious educational event. And I want to give a special thanks to all of the clubs who participated for their amazing work. I got to be a judge on the contest, and I will say, if you're watching this via Zoom, via Facebook, and you haven't watched the 11 video submissions yet, I can't recommend them enough. Not only are they really informative, you learn about different clubs on campus, which is really cool for me, as well as some really good access practices to implement in your own work. But at what I imagine is a tough time for pretty much everyone right now, I would say these videos are incredibly uplifting, and at least for me, they provided a really important reminder of the power of empathy, of being open-minded, and being willing to continue to learn new things so that we can grow and better support each other in our UIC community. So you won't regret it if you haven't checked them out yet. They're also short, they're about 2 minutes each. Everyone did a lovely job. And I realize that this is a little cheesy, but I would like to say that everyone is a winner when we consider our access practices, and I wish that I could have given everyone the top prize. I also really quickly want to mention that if you are looking for more specific guidance and information about accommodations and accessibility for events and online classes, I can speak out and type in the chat the link to some reference materials that were made by the Disability Resource Center in collaboration with the Disability Cultural Center and what used to be ACCC. So I'll put them in the chat, and if someone wouldn't mind putting them in the Facebook chat, it is go.uic.edu/accessible-docs and go.uic.edu/accessible-online-events. So if you're interested in learning more, access is a process. So getting educated on it and taking those first little steps can be a huge amount of progress in the right direction. And of course, before I hand it over to Margaret, I want to offer that the Disability Resource Center, as well as speaking for OAE and DCC, they as well are always available and happy to be resources for consult, for training, for support in terms of making your events, your spaces, your materials, and your work in the UIC community as accessible as possible. So thank you so much again. It was my absolute pleasure to judge. It was really difficult. And with that, I believe next to make comments is Margaret.
Thank you so much for Sophia. Next is Margaret from UIC Disability Culture Center.
Thank you, Noah, and good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Margaret Fink. My pronouns are she, her, her, and I am a white woman wearing glasses. I have long brown hair, and I'm sitting in front of a bookshelf. It's really my privilege to be involved with this entire contest. I will echo a lot of what Sophia has mentioned, that this is an excellent example of student leadership taking up the cause of making our culture more accessible. That is something that we're very invested in at the Disability Cultural Center. As the Chancellor mentioned, we're really privileged to be one of the first in the country. And our focus is really around thinking through disability as a social justice issue. So it's a very UIC take on disability, and thinking about disability and accessibility as matters of community and potentially identity. So I did want to start actually with a personal story. I was a college student for the first time exactly 20 years ago this semester. I went to UW-Madison. And I remember when I was looking at colleges, finding myself looking at all of the flyers that were posted around. I was really interested to know whether a school had this sort of hubbub of activities, lots of things going on. And I will also share that when I was a student and I would go to certain events, I just couldn't understand what was going on. It wasn't accessible to me. And that was a really alienating experience. In some cases, I just stopped going because it wasn't worth the effort. So I'm saying all of this to say that the kind of effort that this contest represents, the kind of effort that each of the organizations put into developing plan for better accessibility policies and being more inclusive of disability is exactly the kind of social change that we're really interested in seeing happen. And I'm really proud to say that I do think that at UIC, we have a culture of having this higher standard for disability inclusion, diversity, and we understand even more than that, that this needs to be a cultural change, something that affects not only our values and our beliefs, but also our habits and our practices. So that's kind of like my overarching commentary. I will also say it was a delight to watch all of these videos. I was so impressed with some of the access practices that were modeled in the videos. At least one group introduced their point of contact for accessibility. That was really wonderful to see. And a number of the groups were also thinking through ongoing work, ongoing campaigns to keep changing our culture and keep these sort of skill building efforts going. So I just want to congratulate the winners, but like Sophia said, everyone, I really appreciate your time and attention to these matters.
Thank you, Margaret. And your personal story and how you saw the group that participate. Next, I want to pass to Justin O'Sullivan, who is ADA Great Lakes Center co-coordinator at UIC.
So can you hear me? I think the host needs to give me the video access, but if you can hear me, that's fine. Let's see here. Okay, there we are. So I'll attempt to describe myself. I am light-skinned, a white male. I have brownish, grayish, curly hair. I'm wearing a blue shirt and I have the CDI background behind me. So hello everyone, it's great to be here and I'm honored to participate in this amazing event. As Noah just mentioned, my name is Justin O'Sullivan and I'm the ADA coordinator here at UIC. I work in the Office for Access and Equity, and you may know it as the OAE, it's referred to that quite often. In my role as the ADA coordinator, I handle many things related to ADA. Primarily, I facilitate the accommodation request process for UIC employees, which is like what Sophia does in the DRC for students. Our roles are fairly similar. I also spend a lot of time working with the different colleges and departments to remove barriers and increase accessibility for all, whether physical or technological. I absolutely love my job in helping people. I think everybody knows that by now. I really, really enjoy what I do. So being able to make a difference every day in the lives of UIC employees, sometimes students, and the public is not only motivating for me, but it's also extremely fulfilling. I was able to witness the same motivation in each of you within your video submissions. Your collective willingness to help others with the intent of making a positive difference was certainly undeniable. This, my friends, is what it's all about. Especially during this challenging year of change, we are all in need of a little extra support. So your efforts do not go unnoticed. It was a hard job being a panel judge for this event. Every submission was so well done. In my eyes, you are all winners. I continue to be impressed with the thoughtful and unique ways each group is creating awareness and education around disability inclusion. It is truly your grassroots efforts on this front as UIC students that truly make our community such a better place. I just want to say congratulations to you all.
Thank you, Justin. And also thank you for my video was not on. Thank you for explaining what ADA Center does and your department does. Next, I want to introduce Joy Virginia from Directors of Center for Student Involvement at UIC.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Noah. Thank you for including me on this judging panel. It has been wonderful to be part of this group. I am Filipino with black hair and a ponytail. I have a full blue UIC logo background and a teal top today. So thank you all again. Viewing all the videos was inspiring. To see our student organizations come together, put this together, is great. And, you know, it's an initiative I heard about very early on, and it's great to see those ideas from this organization be implemented for the first year and with so many collaborations. We're excited to continue our partnership. It's wonderful to see 11 of our student organizations. It's been a very long time since we've all interacted. We know it's been a trying year for organizations as groups are still trying to meet on Zoom, be creative with your programming. So thank you for your leadership and, you know, taking that step as leaders to say, let's make a change within our group and make a change here at UIC. And so the links that Sophia shared will make it available on UIC Connection, where all of our student organizations are, where they register. And it's great to see 11 of our over 400 student organizations be a part of this. And I look forward to see how this builds and becomes a new tradition to participate in the future. I also want to share, you know, because of our discussions with DCC and DRC and the student organization, we have for the first time also made funds available for our student organizations to request funding for accessibility services. So I'll put in information in the chat. We are still formalizing it, but we know that there are events that are happening online. And so we, as the department that oversees student organizations, we too are trying to to learn and make adjustments to our policies and procedures and support what our students want to see happen and make that change happen. So thank you all again. I learned a lot, you know, and I have been very inspired as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Joy. And also the information that you shared for the student organization to be accessible for the funding. It's really important to know that we can change because we have a funding. Next, before I move forward, I just quickly again mention about access needs. In the chat room, they have a link that you can go on and see the caption. And at the same time, we have an ASL interpreter. If you pin the ASL interpreter, you can see the ASL interpreter bigger. And at the same time, we're doing this event on Facebook Live, so you can follow this ceremony through Facebook, and also comment on the Facebook or a chat. Next, I want to happily announce our judges. First, I want to introduce Robin Johns, Director of the Great Lake ADA Center at UIC and also Professor at D4DI.
Thank you very much. And you will not see my video. I apologize. I am in an area that is outside of the Chicago area, and my internet is very unstable. And every time I use a camera, I freeze up. So I apologize. But my name is Robin Jones, and I am the director of the Great Lakes ADA Center, which is located within the Department of Disability and Human Development here at UIC. So Noah, am I to introduce the third place at this point?
Yes,
Okay, I
please.
just want to make sure I wasn't
I
didn't
just
want
want to.
I didn't want to
Sorry,
spoil I didn't want to spoil anything here if I was not supposed to do that. So it is with great pleasure that I get to announce the third place winner. And again, as previous speakers have said, all of the candidates were very worthy of being recognized and have done some great work here and have a lot of promise in what they are trying to do. And I hope even those that may not have been winners and had submitted will carry forth with any activities and to continue to promote disability inclusion across the board. But it's with pleasure that I introduce the third place winner as being the Department of Disability and Human Development Undergraduate Student Association, whose mission is to connect students with professional networking and career exploration opportunities, to foster a sense of community among UIC graduate students, undergraduate students who have a passion for disability studies. And I think one of the most interesting things that they put forth, and you'll be able to see it in their pitch in a few minutes, is the fact that they want to lead by example in the activities that they do. And so they really strive to make sure that they are modeling accessibility for others and working with other groups on campus to be inclusive of persons with disabilities and such. And so again, I congratulate them on their award, and I know all of you will enjoy listening to their pitch and what they plan to do. So.
We are the Disability and Human Development Undergraduate Student Association, also known as D4DI USA, and this is our Connecting Dots International pitch. So what is our organization all about? Our mission is to connect all students with professional networking and career exploration opportunities, as well as to foster a sense of community among UIC undergraduate students who have a passion for disability studies.
In terms of our goals, we envision a future where all student organizations on campus use accessibility best practices in all their endeavors. We want D4DI USA to lead by example by making our organization fully inclusive for all students, with the goal to provide mentorship by our executive board to other student leaders.
Long term, we strive to impact how UIC student organizations approach access and accommodations for a more inclusive environment, regardless of what club a student joins. So what are some of our activity plans our organization has to promote disability culture and best practices? One thing we like to do is share knowledge and tools members can use to promote positive change and inclusivity in their own communities. For example, our upcoming meeting will feature a disability activist who will speak to accessibility within diverse cultural aspects.
We also want to educate our members about access and accessibility best practices, and also connect our members to campus and community partners who are working towards the full inclusion of people with disabilities, with the goal of building relationships and gaining valuable experience.
We also plan to promote disability culture through access to events, direct narratives for members of the disability community, and sharing disability films, art, and opportunities for educational growth. So what are some policies we have to ensure accessibility and provide accommodations for disabled individuals? For our meetings, we will have captioning services and an interpreter present. We will have image descriptions provided with all PowerPoints or visuals, and we will encourage our members to state their name, pronouns, and provide an image description before speaking.
For communication, all of our emails will be screen reader accessible, including image descriptions, and be sent out in advance to allow members time to request accommodations.
We also meet as an executive board after every meeting to discuss how we can improve our organization's accessibility and how it can be inclusive for all. How do we want to use this prize money? We want to start and promote a campus-wide inclusivity campaign. For example, we want to work in conjunction with the Disability Resource Center and Disability Cultural Center to print marketing materials to help other UIC student organizations implement and promote accessibility best practices.
With marketing materials, we want to highlight why accessibility and inclusivity are important and use steps to achieve this goal and helpful resources to share with the members of student organizations.
We would love to utilize the next Involvement Fair as a time to promote this campaign and offer these resources to other student organizations.
I really want to congrats for the disability D4DI USA. I'm really happy since I'm DHD student. I used to be a DHD student. So congrats for the third place. Next, I wanted to introduce Tamara Heller as a guest. Tamara Heller is professor and department head of the director of the IDHD, Disability and Human Development, and she will going to announce second place.
Okay, well, definitely my pleasure. And I will describe myself that I am a white woman with dark hair and blue eyes, and I'm wearing a navy shirt that has some stars on it because so many of you are stars. And especially those of you getting these awards today. And I'm in my loft condo building, so you can see that we have pipes on top of my ceilings here. So let me just say a few things that I'm so proud of these student organizations and of our university, because I've been at UIC for a while. I was even a student at UIC at one time, and I have seen so many changes and for the better in terms of being friendly for people with disability. And you know, it wasn't always like that. And we have great leadership now in that way. And since we've gotten a really good disability resource center, and we have the Disability Cultural Center, and we have the Chancellor's Committee, and we've got the new ADA coordinator and Office of Equity, it's really changed. And our own department now has that really thriving disability and human development undergraduate degree and PhD program and certificate program. So we are so thrilled and to see the leadership that's happening. So I'm thrilled to give the second award to the organization Man Makti. And this is an organization that's bringing awareness of people with mental health disabilities that are from the South Asian community. And I remember when this group started, and I think it's filling a really important role. So the pitch was just fabulous and such wonderful emphasis on accessibility and so many wonderful ideas of how to do that, that I was really, really impressed by that. And so congratulations. And you'll get to hear the pitch now.
Sound might not be coming out.
This is Robin. Whoever shared the video need to make sure that they, there we go.
I'll be coordinating any access and accommodation that is needed and respond to any requests that are made. Our first policy deals with having open access during our events and activities, which means that there are accessibility measures that are already available.
For example, we will provide access to all of our materials like slides and posters for the events so that people can follow along. We will also provide computer-assisted real-time transcription or CART during our events and ALS interpretation if needed for larger events. We also welcome any requests made by members beforehand so that everyone can easily participate.
Sorry, when
policy deals with access information and access content. We will make sure every flyer, email, and event listing offers access information.
since we are having technical difficulty, we will restart this video. Mizan, can you restart the video? Still, the sound is not coming out.
We would also like to focus on creating a more inclusive organization.
We want our organization to be accessible to everyone because our aim and message about mental health awareness applies to all members regardless of their abilities.
Hi, we are the Women in Science and Engineering Medicine Club, a student-run organization who aims to provide
Noah, go ahead.
We'll restart the video.
No.
We couldn't hear.
All right. এই শব্দ করো না শুরু।
Hello everyone, we are Manmukti at UIC. We are a mental health awareness club that focuses on the South Asian communities here at UIC, but we welcome anyone and everyone who is passionate about mental health.
This organization's aim is to encourage a healthy, open dialogue of mental health issues in an effort to remove stigma, improve awareness, and promote self-care.
We wish to be accessible to all, especially towards people with disabilities, regarding our events and activities. And in order to do so, we have created and put into action our disability inclusion policies. I am our organization's point person. I will be coordinating any access and accommodation that is needed and respond to any requests that are made. Our first policy deals with having open access during our events and activities, which means that there are accessibility measures that are already available.
For example, we will provide access to all of our materials like slides and posters for the event so that people can follow along. We will also provide computer-assisted real-time transcription or CART during our events and ALS interpretation if needed for larger events. We also welcome any requests made by members beforehand so that everyone can easily participate and enjoy our events.
Our second policy deals with access information and access content. We will make sure every flyer, email, and event listing offers access information about what accessibility measures will be available and contact information so members can make requests. Lastly, our third policy deals with marketing. For any posters and flyers, we will always include a text-only version, and we will use alternative text and image descriptions when images are used. We will also use descriptive links and high color contrast. Lastly, we will use an accessible publicity invitation platform so that all of our materials can be accessed easily.
At all of our events, we will be making an introductory access announcement to notify our members about the access measures available and how to utilize them. We will also show them how to gain access to the copies of the materials.
We will make it a point to say our names before speaking and providing a description of ourselves as well as the background. We are also going to make sure that our faces are well lit so both our mouth and face are visible. We're also going to be aware of how quickly we are speaking. And finally, we will describe any visual elements being used in detail.
We would use the prize money to hold events discussing mental illness awareness, focusing on people with disabilities. We would also like to focus on creating a more inclusive organization.
We want our organization to be accessible to everyone because our aim and message about mental health awareness applies to all members regardless of their abilities.
Hi, we are the Women in Science and Engineering Medicine Club, a student-run organization who
Sorry for the technical difficulty, but again, shout out to the second of the organization. I really like the specific details of how they're going to make accessible, and also the person who's will be in charge for the accessibility needs. next will be so exciting. We're going to announce the first winner for this contest. Who, first prize winner will be announced by sorry, I'm not good at English pronunciation. Kartine from Associate Chancellor at OAE.
There we go. All right. Well, I am completely honored to be asked to announce the first place winner of this contest. But I want to say a few things before we do that. I am a white woman. I have long blonde hair. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm wearing a black sweater and a jacket, and I'm in my UIC Office for Access and Equity. When Mazan and others came to see me a year and a half or so ago and said, could you help mentor and guide us through what they were about to start a journey on, I was thrilled to do that. CDI is a platform, and their mission to promote disability inclusion, diversity, and development of 21st century skills was so critical at UIC. The student members of CDI are committed to creating this comfort. National and local students, including undocumented and first generation students, exchange knowledge on disability rights and culture and share the beauty of diversity and cooperate to accomplish their academic and professional goals. I was thrilled to say, absolutely, I'm on board. Where we go from there is Sophia becomes their advisor, and I want to now talk about how Access and Equity has played a role with them, and what role we play on campus around ADA accessibility and compliance. And you've met part of my team. Sophia is the director of the DRC, and Justin is the new ADA coordinator. And on Monday, we have onboarded a new individual, Dr. Gemma Koo, who is going to be our Assistant Director of Digital Accessibility, to begin a path of really reviewing digital accessibility and establishing policies and guidance in that area. Many of you know that our office is charged with ADA non-discrimination statement, but we're more than that, and we want to be more than that. We just don't want to be the check the box compliance office, even though that is first and foremost our role and responsibility. But we also want to be inclusive, want to take that compliance and move it to a productive culture at UIC. Inclusion is so critical, and we work towards that every day. Inclusion creates an accepting and supportive workplace for all of our employees and an outstanding academic learning environment. We strive to do that every day through an accommodation process, fair review, interaction with faculty and our supervisors and our hospital, especially during times of the pandemic when we've had to pay very close attention to the needs of all of our staff and our students. So inclusion has got to be part of our organizational DNA. We all need to be explicit about the importance of fully including people with disabilities. Websites and all of the materials should clearly communicate that disability inclusion is part of our vision, mission, and values. It's got to be intentional. So saying that, I want you to know that we will continue to build a strong team around ADA accessibility and culture and compliance with all of our partners on this call and in this program. So we look forward to ongoing partnerships and continue to strengthen UIC in this area. So now I'm going to turn to our first place winner, which is the Peer Health Exchange group And their mission is to empower young people with the knowledge, skills, and resources to make healthy decisions. They do this by training college students to teach a skills-based curriculum in under-resourced high schools across the country. Thank you so much, Peer Health Exchange. It was an amazing, amazing video.
Hi, my name is Ashwini Deshpande, and I'm a co-coordinator for Peer Health Exchange at UIC. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I have tan skin and long black hair. I'm currently wearing a gray shirt with the orange PHE logo on it. Peer Health Exchange at UIC, or PHE, is a service-based organization that is part of the National Peer Health Exchange organization. Nationally, our college volunteers are from more than 34 colleges in 9 cities. Each year, we reach more than 17,000 young people across this country. Our college volunteers teach a skills-based health curriculum in local under-resourced high schools. At PHE, we believe that all young people should have equitable opportunities to learn about and act on their health. We deliver a culturally appropriate, trauma-informed health curriculum that addresses many of the barriers that marginalized youth face when accessing health resources. To do so, we address the effects of power and privilege in our work and strive to be anti-racist, anti-queerphobic, anti-sexist, and anti-ableist.
Hi, my name is Abigail, and I'm the Volunteer Engagement Director for Peer Health Exchange at UIC. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I have brown skin and black waist-length hair, and I'm currently wearing a gray shirt with the orange PHE logo on it. Prior to COVID-19, our organization would meet in person on a weekly basis to undergo training and prepare for facilitation of workshops in local Chicago public schools. As volunteers, we would travel to these under-resourced schools and teach workshops focusing on mental health, sexual health, substance abuse, relationships, and the LGBTQ+ community. PHE at UIC recognizes that many students were never informed about how these sectors of health, such as sexual health, differ for individuals with disabilities. In addition to providing resource informational workshops, we combat the stigma associated with disabilities and encourage our high schoolers to wipe away preconceived notions that they may hold about disabled individuals. For example, we explain that individuals with disabilities are able to engage in sexual activity. We teach our students of all ability levels to take charge of their health and access resources tailored to their needs.
My name is Addie Dorandata, and I'm a co-coordinator for Peer Health Exchange at UIC. My pronouns are she, her. I have dark brown skin, short black curly hair, and I'm wearing a gray shirt that has the words Peer Health Exchange written in orange. At PHE, we discuss the differences between access and agency, as well as the differences between equity and equality. Our volunteer educators go through a series of trainings before teaching, which describe cognitive, physical, and emotional disabilities our students might be facing. As educators, we practice being cognizant of students with varying ability levels. A portion of the training goes as follows. Access is a person's ability to use or get to something. Agency is a person's knowledge, skills, and confidence. In the image on top, there are 4 bikes on the orange pad, but everyone does not have a bike that fits their body type. And as a result, not everyone may be comfortable riding the bike, provided and their sense of agency is low. In the image on the bottom, all 4 people have a bike that fits their body type. Therefore, their sense of agency is high.
My name is Ella, and I am a Community Relations Director for Peer Health Exchange at UIC. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I have tan skin and long black hair. I am wearing a gray t-shirt that says Peer Health Exchange. Our plan at UIC is to discuss with the National PHE team as to how PHE as a whole can be more inclusive of all ability levels, especially as we transition into virtual facilitation of workshops during the era of COVID-19. Some of the key points we plan on bringing to our national team at PHE include, first, not only verbally explaining instructions during workshops, but also listing out instructions with accompanying images on the PowerPoints. In the case that students did not hear their facilitators, they can read along as well. Second, including subtitles in a language students are comfortable with for our virtual workshops. Third, having an American Sign Language translator sign the workshops live. Fourth, greater inclusion of people with both physical and mental disabilities as characters in the simple scenarios we present to students during workshops. After all, disabilities should not be a taboo topic. It is our hope that these recommendations will allow us to empower young people of all ability levels with the knowledge, skills, and resources needed to make healthy decisions. Thank you.
Hey, this is Noah. I'm so happy to see these videos because not only that they're explaining how to be accessible, but it's more broader way to how to change UIC and Chicagoland community to be more healthy and also equality and equal. In that end, I that's basically social justice movement. I feel like it, and personally, and so I want to shout out congrats for the peer exchange program for the first place for this event. And in the end, I want to pass my mic to our co-founder, our founder of Mizan.
Thank you, Noah, for uh, giving me another chance to share something. But I just want to say congratulations to all the winners. It was a hard job for our judges. I know I had a frequent communication with our honorable judges, Sophia, Margaret, Justin, and Karen and Joy. It was so hard. Like the difference between two teams is 0.4. It was that much hard contest, and if all the team who participate in this contest, they're so passionate, they're so dedicated to make our university inclusive and disability friendlier. And that is a hope for us as an organizer, including our judges, that we work together with our team. And I believe we are a little bit success in that sense, that we at least understand that there are a lot of students and leaders, they are also willing to make everything accessible, just need a guidance. So through our webinar, our honorable panel discussion, including Joy, again, I'm mentioning their name because they provided a specific guidance how a organization can be disability friendlier. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all for your efforts, and it's a month-long effort. And then I want to give a special thanks to my wonderful team who work behind the scene. You can see the wonderful banner behind me and so many promotional activities. So who did these things? Not me. I was working as a volunteer, but I just want to mention a few names like our campaign director, the Mira Ajar. If you are here, you can say hi. Our communication lead, Geneva. And we have a wonderful communication team who are posting Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, everywhere. So it's a great promoter. And Elizabeth, Sydney, we have a great teams. I'm sorry for time. I'm not mentioning everyone's name, but thank you all who make it. And finally, our honorable guests. It is a great pleasure for us because we are some ups and downs going on. But when our guests like Tamar Hiller, like our mentor, and I think from the chancellor office, someone is saying Tamar Hiller is the hero of the campus. She's the leader who lead many things to change and make our university disability friendlier and teaching the world about disability. So I'm really personally honored for my mentor, Tamar Hiller. She joined us today. And also our guest, I would just mention name, Karen, because you did, when we met with you the very first time, I can remember, that was the biggest hope to move forward. Thank you very much for your wonderful mentoring for us. And Robin John, actually, we're a student of her from different side. Today we did a lot of mistakes, and she's a great mentor of us. She is always helping us how to correct, even we are in life. So thank you for your continuous support and guidance. And whatever mistake we did today, like technical things and accessibility issue, we are also learning because we are also new organization. And thank you, Robin, always mentoring us and guiding us. And finally, we all are excited and we enjoyed the talk of our chief guest, Dr. Michel Emeritus. His presence made this event successful. And at the very end, I want to say the winners. So we have some wonderful support from our side, like the first place, you will get a support around $750 to ensure accessibility and card and those kind of things. And already you have a good plan on that. And the second winner, you will receive $500 amount of support. And the third winners, you will receive $250 amount of support. Through the UIC Student Center involvement, they have a procedure, that procedure. And also you will have certificates from us. And also there is a trophy for you. Because of the COVID situation, we are not able to hand over now, but we will definitely hand over those trophy to you. It's a great pleasure for me as a volunteer of CDI, and I'm blessed with all of love and care and guidance of all of you. Thank you very much. I'm just today ending this live session. So live is done. You can now informally you can talk, and I think you can talk with our winners. We can give some chance to the winners, right? Our judges, please take lead the session now.
I just wanted to quick mention that CDI is now in pressure because everyone was so great pitch in, and we need to go about that. So it was really, it was really good pitch in. It was really hard to vote in one. I wanted to have multiple votings. So I just wanted to mention about that, so that some of the organization didn't place 1, 2, 3. It's not like you lost or anything. Like everyone's pitch went in was awesome. I just wanted to mention about that.
Okay. No, sorry, I'm disturbing you. If the winner's leader is here, please don't go. We will record your feelings, comments, and then we'll again post on Facebook later. So if you are there, please stay a few minutes. And this session, I would request our judges to, talk with our winners a little bit, and I will record it.
But before that, Joey needs to leave now. So if Joey have one word or something.
I'm looking forward to the next one. So let's keep it going.
Thank you, Joy. And we'll go to your, because without your support, you are the leader of the all student organizations. So we need your support again. Thank you very much for your support.
No worries. Happy to be here. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I can see the leader is here.
I'm part of Pure Health Exchange along with Adedoyin and Abigail. But yeah, thank you so much for the incredible honor to be a part of CDI. It's a really, really wonderful initiative. And we're so glad that we were prompted to think more about how we can be more inclusive for people with disabilities. And I think this is definitely the first thing of its kind that I've seen at UIC. So I'm excited for this to continue in future years.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Of course, it's our pleasure to be part of this.
So yeah, please come. Even other member can talk. It's time for you and share your thought and ideas. Our judges is here, so please go ahead, one by one.
Hi, I'm from Manmukti UIC, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for reaching out to our organization, because our entire organization and me personally have learned so much more about the policies and everything that we can place to make our organization more accessible to everybody. And I think this contest and this initiative is a great way of spreading awareness throughout the organizations at UIC. And I can't wait to see what happens in the future and spreading out to more organizations. I just want to say thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Is there other people who are in the...
You can go ahead.
Hi everyone, my name is Adedoyin Data, and I'm also part of Pure Health Exchange. I just wanted to say thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of this initiative. It definitely pushed us to think, beyond the limits and to think how we can take this on to our national team as well. So again, I just want to say thank you so much, and I hope you all have a good day.
Thank you.
Anyone from DHD USA? I think actually the thing is most of them have classes and exams this time, but we choose this time because our chancellor's availability. So we are also sorry. Most of them wrote us like this is not the perfect time because it's the class time. But I believe we can record their comments soon and individually, and I will share with you as well. Anything?
And
Yeah, no, sorry.
oh, and I just wanted to mention that this is a starting point that we need to follow up. We will follow up how they're using money to be actually the pitch in is actually happening in real world. So yes, that is I wanted to mention as excitement.
All right, so Noah, I believe everyone is leaving because we are
The time, yes.
Yeah, done. Thank you, Noah, and thank you very much, Paul, for Paula. We stopped several times, but you are serving non-stoply. So thank you for your hard work and helping us. Okay, so we are done formally. We are ending today. Thank you, Paula. Shamma, Mira, can you show up, please? Now we are here only.
Thank you for your ASL
Mira is there.
interpreter.
Wait,
Thank you.
wait. Mira, you want to say something?
No, I'm just gonna say hi. I've been like, behind the scenes this whole time. But yeah, thank you so much for this meeting. I was so happy to like see all the members talk and like see who the top 3 winners were.
So Noah, Mira made it, right? We should congratulate Mira.
Yes.
Yeah. Shamma, you want to share something? Our vice president.
Hi everyone. Yeah, it was a very nice initiative and it's very inspirational actually. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Shamma. I know how much workload you have. You have 2 jobs and I mean, straight up, but thank you very much. All right, so we are formally ending this session. We'll talk soon. Okay, bye.